Excellent. Judith, this is AU Suleiman polling unit 003. It was at this polling unit that had reported earlier in the day that an altercation had broken out and that several ballot papers were initially missing. I'm here to give updates on what the situation is, if you would then come with me now. What I'm getting right now is, following that altercation that had happened, security personnel had increased in this polling unit and then voting was cancelled. So all of the voters who had voted earlier in the day were the ones who were lucky enough to cast their vote. As you can see, this vicinity, we just have individuals sitting down. If you look at this other side, you see individuals are also just seated here. Now, this is the area that the voter register has been pasted. The expectation is voting is supposed to be on up until 2:30 because it's supposed to commence by 8 a.m. and end by 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. But sadly, you can see the voter register area is just empty, with just a handful of women seated here who are expectant to come this afternoon to vote, but unfortunately they were not able to do so. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Please, was anybody here able to vote this afternoon? Okay, can you please speak with me, madam? Tell me, when you came, what did they tell you when you came, madam? I see you're not looking happy at all. Ki magana ki the house, no problem. Ki the house, da kizo me paru. Okay. Ahanaku zabe. Mesa me akache. Ballot paper. Okay, answer check. Answer 150 ko. Okay. Ballot paper thing. 150. Ballot paper there. Answer check view. Answer check na councilor na chairman duka an dauka. Okay, now go to society. So they spoke in Hausa, Judith, and what they are telling me now is, due to the altercation that had happened earlier, the allegation is that around 2 ballot papers, one for the councillorship position and one for the chairmanship position, was stolen, and because of that, voting was cancelled here. And unfortunately, this number of women right here, among several other voters, were unable to cast their votes. As you can see right now, there are individuals inside of here. If my cameraman would be so kind to just zoom into the arena, you don't have to go in, just zoom so that you don't interrupt the activities that's going on right now. Counting is ongoing. The polling agents, as you can see from inside, if my cameraman would be so kind to show the activities that's going, go ahead, go right ahead. Counting is going on right now. Voting has since stopped. The few who were able to come in earlier in the day to cast their vote were the only few who were able to vote. Which other person came after that altercation happened, unfortunately, was unable to cast the vote. And since then, this has been the development from here. Several individuals, including top party officials from the different political parties that are participating in this election, had come here also to observe what is going on. Unfortunately, several of them had declined comment on the matter, but some of them, of course, spoke. Behind camera and, of course, expressed concerns over the matter. As you can see right now, they are filling the form EC8A form at the moment, and for the ballot papers that were not casted upon, the collation officers and the polling officers are striking them to render them invalid. So for the voters here at polling unit 003, AU Suleiman polling unit in Abuja Northeast, voting has ended quite too early for them. The situation is that, unfortunately, for the many of them who were unable to vote earlier before that altercation happened, they've now been unable to do so, as the voting was cancelled right after that altercation happened. And now it's left for the Independent National Electoral Commission to take up what remains of that matter and to ensure that it's properly investigated, and those responsible for the snatching of that ballot paper, it's an imperative upon them to ensure that those guys are tracked down, caught, arrested, and made to face the full wrath of the law. Because, Judith, look at all of these individuals right here. These individuals have been unable to cast their votes because of that action that happened earlier in the day. This is the details that we're getting as updates from this polling unit. It is AU Suleiman 1 polling unit 003, and this has been the updates from here since the last time we gave updates on the development. It's back to you in the studio.